Are you ready for Christmas, Tim?
Heck yes.
Why, Alex? Why are you wearing such horrible-looking bunny ears?
Did you just finish watching Johnny Darko?
These are Maleficent horns.
Awesome job, man.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Tony.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Alex.
This is our pilot episode for a show. I think we're going to call it Wizards in the Basement. And the first movie that we're going to do is Maleficent for some weird reason. I blame it on Alex. He brought it up a few days ago. So, yeah.
Let's dive in, shall we?
Yes, let's dive in. I watched Maleficent for the first time and I was thinking like, oh man, it's going to be like a really good live-action remake of the cartoon. And it's going to be, you know...
It's going to focus on the baddest of all Disney villains. When I first saw the trailer for this, I was like, whoa, that looks awesome.
I hated to admit this though, but even though I am skeptical of trailers at times, it kind of drew me in.
Yeah, I was like, I watched a trailer and I was like, you know, they got the look to
They definitely got
the character.
They definitely
like,
got the
spot
look
on.
right, yeah.
Whoever was in charge of doing the trailers, excellent job. Yeah, because they really deceived us really well.
Yeah, unfortunately, all of the best parts were shown in the trailer. So the story opens up years before Sleeping Beauty in Middle Pandora, I think.
Oh yeah, it totally looks like Avatar Land with all
It looks like
the
it
landscape
looks like
shots.
it looks like
crap.
It looks like they took everybody from Middle Earth and threw them on the Avatar.
It's
Yeah.
on Pandora. At
Wait.
night, it actually shows.
Oh yeah.
Some parts in there you can almost tell they got this from Avatar.
I actually kind of like that opening portion between Maleficent and Stefan. You know, for a while, that worked.
It
you know,
did
that was
work
good.
for a while
It made,
because
you
the
got
character Stefan was an actual person and an actual character up until he became king, really.
yeah. Till he became king, he has he has like a full personality. He's actually like an interesting character.
Once he reaches his goal, though, and becomes king, he's just like, no, I'll just stand here and be weird for the rest of the movie.
What's his face? The guy from District 9. What's his name?
Wickespan,
Oh,
whatever.
yes.
What's his real name?
I gotta kill those fucking prawns, man.
I felt like he was underused.
He was totally phoning it in, man. He wasn't acting very well in that movie.
So, you know, he goes into the forest, he meets up with Maleficent, he, like, poisons her or, like, knocks her out or something like that, and then he tries to kill her, but, you know, he can't. You
Right.
see him hesitate because he's conflicted about it. So then he, you know, decides to cut off her wings and let her live. And then
Rape.
after that...
Rape. That's
Rape, Alex. That's rape.
Yes, and there's the whole rape metaphor with the wings being cut off.
I did not notice a rape undertone for that scene. I just
I
thought it was like a mutilation of sorts. That's about it.
She leaves the forest and she goes to that castle.
Yeah,
she
to
goes
that
to the castle, just
that
like in
super
the
awesome
cartoon.
Castle, yeah.
And she hangs out there for one scene, and then we never see the old, decrepit castle ever again.
And then she goes back.
big
to
looped
her
alligator
forest.
moment.
And then she, comes back into her forest, sits on her throne, she's like, we run this bitch now. Like, bow down to me.
She meets the crow. The crow was kind of an interesting character. I think the animated crow had a little bit more personality.
Yeah, the cartoon crow had more personality than, the one for the live action.
She sends the crow off to spy on Stefan as he becomes king. Crow goes back and then he tells her that, oh, he chopped off your wings just so he could become king. Princess is born. We're pretty much brought back to where we began with the Sleeping Beauty.
Right.
With all
animated
the
movie.
nobles and kings and everybody from the kingdom or empire.
I find that scene kind of out of character.
Very out of character, yeah.
Maleficent, because she's not...
They literally put that scene together as fan service only.
as awesome as that scene was, to see Angelina Jolie as evil, Maleficent, it just seemed out
so
of
out of
character
because she's not even halfway to being that evil in any other scene.
Well, she's not. That's just not.
That's
the
not
kind of person
the kind of character.
She's pissed off. She's not like, oh yes, let's do evil things.
In my opinion, Maleficent and Maleficent, both these Maleficent characters in these movies are different characters. Maleficent in the movie Maleficent is complete polar opposite of evil.
Yeah.
They've changed her from, the most evil Disney character in the world to almost the most loving Disney character in the world.
So he says,
she will grow great and powerful, beautiful and everything else, blah, blah, blah. And then I shall lay a curse upon her. Now get on your knees and say I'm sorry.
and then he actually begged, and then Maleficent says,
very well. She will not die. No. She will get a sleeping curse, which only one true love's kiss can break.
That's another thing that they changed for the movie. Her curse is to have Princess Aurora sleep for all eternity. That's not how it was in the cartoon.
In the original, it was straight up death, and then it was
the last fairy who granted the wish.
The last fairy who altered it into an eternal sleep.
Even in the live and CG movie, she never got a chance to give her that gift.
At that point, I didn't really care because, good God, the fairies were freaking annoying. Okay, first off, aside from the bad CG, they don't drive the plot anymore like they did in the original.
No.
You might as well take them out of the movie.
They take Aurora to the cabin in the woods to try to hide from Maleficent. Great job hiding her because Maleficent finds her and the godmother's just right as they get to the house.
We follow Aurora throughout the years as she grows up, and Maleficent keeps a watchful eye on her and pretty much protects her. There are numerous times where, through the fairies' idiocy and carelessness, that Aurora almost dies, and then Maleficent has to save her. Those scenes are enjoyable because of basically just because of Maleficent's presence throughout them, and you see that she starts to grow fond of Aurora just by watching her.
Like, even when she was a baby, she's like, stop looking at me, and then she tries scaring her, but only for the baby just to smile and laugh. And Maleficent's like, oh, forget it.
Oh yeah, that was pretty. That was kind of fun to watch.
Did anyone else find it a little bit disturbing that Maleficent was just kind of like there, standing by the little baby and little child Princess Aurora throughout the whole movie? I found that a little bit disturbing. By the way, those fairy godparents are the worst parents in the world. Maleficent was hanging out with Princess Aurora for 16 years, and they never figured that out. What the fuck?
Okay, here's another thing I didn't get about them. At the beginning, they're a part of Maleficent's fairy kingdom.
Yes.
And then, Maleficent gets her wings cut off, she turns evil, pissed off, and then they are in the castle sucking up to the fucking king.
What happened? There must have been a deleted scene or something, because I wanted to see the separation between the fairies and Maleficent.
Exactly.
Wouldn't the fairies be pissed off at the king for doing that to their guardian?
The answer to that is that they changed opinions in the middle of writing the script, and they must have forgot about that they left the fairies in that one scene early on in the movie. Moving on, let's talk about another completely useless character. And the character that I'm referring to is Prince Philip.
Philip. Yes.
Oh, yes.
At least in the original, Philip doesn't do much except fall in love and deliver the true love's kiss at the end. But at least he's competent in what he does.
He's somewhat honorable, and he has courage to him. And he's willing to actually do something. In the Maleficent movie, Prince Philip is there to just stand around and look pretty, I guess. Dude, they had the whole script. They had the whole script finished, their executive producers read through it, and they were like, "Oh shit, we gotta add Prince Philip in here. Like, where the fuck do we add him in here? Oh, just put him, this one part in the woods. Have him meet Princess Aurora."
You want to know how useless Philip is? When it comes time for him to deliver the true love's kiss, it doesn't even work.
Oh, I know. He's completely useless.
I was kind of laughing at that scene.
I was laughing at that too.
Maleficent drops him from the door. He's like, "Oh,
Aurora."
She's asleep, and then the fairies are like,
You gotta kiss her.
Kiss her.
Why did they change that?
Huh?
Why did they? Why did
you say? It's like, what sort of enchantment is she in? Oh, just kiss her, you moron. He's like, okay.
Alex, why did they change the kiss thing? Why is Prince Philip not her true love?
To tell you the truth, I liked that plot twist. That the true love.
It makes sense. They built it up. They built it up for it to make sense.
That's at least one of the good things
not
about
between Philip and Aurora, but between Maleficent. I thought that worked out good. The only thing is, it's kind of been done already in Disney movies. They did that in Frozen between the two sisters.
So, yeah. After that, I was like, well, who else can really help Princess Aurora out? And I was just like, oh, I think I know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I was like, oh, so that's how it is between the two of them. It's this kind of movie now. We have a lesbian romance. All right. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, yes.
But no, it's really, it's like basically, the love of like a parent to a child. That's what it really is. That's what the true love really is.
That's what I viewed it as too.
Yeah. They built up this movie, like, by the time I got to the end, I knew nothing bad was going to happen to Maleficent or Princess Aurora. It just,
So, they're on the way out, and then they encounter the king. And we have the big, super awesome fight scene.
Well, they dropped huge chains.
He drops the iron chains on her, and that disables her.
The question is why? Why does iron hurt her? At first I thought it was steel.
They never really explained why.
All I know is one thing. In that scene where she's fighting everyone, Angelina Jolie looked really hot in that tight leather suit.
I was wondering. She was in a dress or something at the beginning of that, and then suddenly she's in.
She had a modern tight leather suit, which was
suddenly she's in cool. She's in Matrix attire.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah,
I haven't noticed that before, but is Brad Pitt around?
Oh, the dragon.
That dragon did look cool.
He looked cool. I was disappointed
at first.
Why did they not want Maleficent to turn into a dragon? Who knows?
The thing with the dragon in the original is Maleficent is the dragon, and that's just the fact that she turns into a dragon. It's part of her whole awesome factor.
Right.
And by not doing that in Maleficent, that kind of decreases her awesome factor. Instead, we get
Inter-dragon.
And then we get a dragon for a minute.
And the dragon was about to get his butt whooped. Until
the dragon was getting
the power of Deus Ex Machina. The wings start shaking, breaks free of its hold. Whew! Dick, I have wings again.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
moving on.
Okay.
The big epic fight at the end of the epic movie happens with all the CG and action and explosions and shit.
There's no final confrontation at the end.
Well, there is, but it's just really brief.
It was you die, and that's basically it.
I would have liked a actual conversation between the two of them to sort out their differences a little bit.
It was. Yeah, I would have expected something more like,
"Oh, Stefan, how could you betray me? You know, I loved you," sort of thing.
And then he would be like,
"Oh, you ungrateful bitch! I let you live. I was going to kill you, but I let you live."
I mean, they should have had something,
something
let something so they can let all that built up anger that they have towards each other loose, and then they kill each other.
The only thing that's spoken between the two of them is when Angelina says,
"It's over."
I think that's all she says,
something
or it's done.
That.
That's exactly what he said. It's seriously, dude, you've known her since, 8, 10 years old? She saved your life from those forest
I actually don't even know
characters.
why he wants to kill her. But other than the curse, right?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Another thing I kind of an issue with was the fact that she gets her wings. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a, you know, they do that for the happy ending, and I guess that's
Disney's
okay.
rolling in his grave.
Are her wings magnetic or something? Because that's what it seemed like to me.
I didn't get what was going on with that. It's almost like the wings had a mind of their own.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Deus Ex Machina, dude.
See, my issue with that is that there are no consequences. You know,
there's no
basically
consequences at all.
none of the actions of the characters have any consequences. In the end, everything turned out alright. I think it might have been a better movie if it was more of a tragedy.
What the fuck were we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about the ending.
So yeah, the fight happens, then we get to the end of the movie, and everyone's back in the swampland, and everything looks fine and hunky-dory, and then they all pose for a nice, like, photo op, and looks like they're all having a good time, and then Prince Philip just waltzes back in there and looks pretty and does nothing.
Oh yeah, Philip's the character. And then you have a kind of a Superman-like scene where she flies up into the sun, like.
Oh yeah, she goes up into those clouds like Clark Kent. So anyway, kids, that's Maleficent in a nutshell.
Now let's talk about the good things. First
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Yes.
She is almost the only good thing about that movie.
Every moment that she's in, she pretty much owns the scene. Even the ones that are like out of character for her, where she's acting evil or looking evil.
It's pretty much the film's saving grace was because of her performance.
Yep.
Anything else would have just kind of fallen down the drain, been a typical, much more yawnful experience.
What else?
Elle Fanning as Aurora.
Yes.
I probably would have found Aurora to be annoying if not for Elle Fanning.
I did like the interactions between Princess Aurora and Maleficent.
Yeah,
That was very good
Yeah,
chemistry.
even though it did not happen in the cartoon, obviously.
I like that one scene where she's like,
I know who you are. Who am I? You're my fairy godmother.
What?
So from the scale of 1 through, from 0 through 10, from that scale, where would you give it?
I'll give it a 5.5, and I would not recommend this to boys or men. I would recommend this to a female audience only. Definitely a chick flick, in my opinion. Kind of an epic chick flick. Yeah, that's what I would say. That's how I'd kind of describe this.
And for me, I will give it a 4.5. Angelina Jolie's acting is phenomenal. Some of the digital scenes, some parts worked, but almost every single time was just dull, painful to the eyes, and even some of the, quote, feminine stuff. Come on, Frozen did a lot better.
Would you recommend it, though?
Maybe to a less than an average audience.
Okay.
Not for everybody.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10, and I would say I'd recommend it. The story was weak. A lot of the ideas that they came up with were very undeveloped. However, I think the performances, especially on Angelina Jolie's and Elle Fanning's, I was thoroughly entertained by those moments. Everything else is kind of meh. So yeah, that is Maleficent. So yeah,
It's kind of a chick flick.
I hate you.
You guys give us some comments and suggest to us what we should review next.
don't agree with our opinion, then
Write the comment below, right there.
yeah. Would it be here or there?
Yeah, somewhere over
I don't
there.
know, but I'm guessing that the like button is somewhere over here. But please don't touch this button, please.
What if we reverse the scene?
Anyway, I'm Tony.
And I'm Alice.
And I'm Tim, aka
Trailer voice.
Bye, kids.